Oke, semuanya selamat datang di si paling CX Podcast. Hari ini spesial lagi. Kemarin kita ngobrol sama CX Saudi Arabia Middle East ya. Nah, hari ini spesial lagi karena kita hari ini kedatangan tamu dari Filipina. Please welcome my friend Oliver Ipsioko, right?
Hi everyone,
Hi,
thank you so
welcome.
much
I,
for having me
yes,
here.
yes, I can call you Oli, right?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
First of all, welcome to Indonesia, Oli.
Oh, thank you. It's actually my second time
Your second
here.
time.
Yes.
It's like, what do you think about Indonesia, or what the things that most impress you well in Indonesia?
That's a very good question. So, out of all the Southeast Asian countries,
Mm.
Indonesia has the closest resemblance in terms of culture,
Mm.
hospitality,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
in between Filipinos and Indonesians. I love the Indonesian hospitality as well
Yeah.
and the care. So, I
Mm.
feel this is my second home.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you can more often to visit Indonesia as well.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm hoping that I can visit as frequent as possible
Yes.
if opportunity
Yeah,
permits.
yeah. And me as well.
Yes,
I want
definitely.
to visit
Yes.
Manila or Philippines as well.
Yes, definitely.
Maybe one day.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe with sex, CX community or something,
Yes, for
right?
the CX community.
Yes. By the way, today we were talking about AI because you are very expert in AI, right? Yes. Because I just want to introduce Oli as well. He's a founder, CEO, and AI strategy consultant.
Yes.
So you're very expert about AI. I mean, it's like ChatGPT, human of AI.
There's actually a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
very broad.
yeah, yeah. But more specifically, we were talking about AI and CX as well,
Yes.
because we are customer experience
Experience.
community based. So we want to, it's like digging more deep dive or something.
Yes.
The topic about AI, and then we want to relate AI and customer experience. But for the first thing first, I mean, uh, what do you think about AI today? If there is anything that people or we don't see about AI, it's like there is any more power or something that AI that can do, but now maybe we're not at that level at all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, it's a good question. Let me share my
Mm.
experience. So, in terms of artificial intelligence, it's actually very broad.
Mm.
For example, there's machine learning,
Yep.
there is generative AI,
Yep.
there's AI agents, there's
Mm.
agentic AI,
Mm.
there's even AI
Mm.
automations workflow integrated
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
If you're familiar with tools like Zapier,
Mm-mm.
N8N, Trade.ai,
Mm.
Aria, these are
Mm.
samples of automation workflows that has integrations with LLMs like OpenAI's GPT models, Gemini models, even DeepSeek. So what I would say is there's a lot of advancements happened for the past 18 months. I remember when I was using ChatGPT
Mm.
before, if you're familiar with the context window,
Mm.
I remember during that time it's really hard for me to insert text because the texts are very limited.
Yeah.
And during that time, like it was just like a few months back when it was released. But right now, imagine ChatGPT, Gemini,
Mm.
Claude, Perplexity, even other AI powered or Gen AI powered platforms can already integrate or connect with different applications. For example, using Model Context Protocol, which standardizes the connection between AI models into different applications. It's like an API integration, but
Mm.
it's on a different level. Even Google right now is already using agent to agent protocol,
Mm.
which is a different standard
Yeah.
compared to MCP. So imagine how powerful it is that it can actually access your data real time.
Yeah.
For example, you wanted to like build your own automations, you can already build your own customized AI assistants, like for example, custom GPTs, you feed your own data.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, since these AI models were able to already establish their necessary ethical and responsible AI standards, so basically it already gives users the ability and also the leverage to have control on their own data as well. Let's say, for
Yeah.
example, if you wanted to use incognito mode on, let's say ChatGPT, you can already do it. So
Okay.
they're not going to use your chats to train their AI models. So there's a lot of things happening. You can already even build your own AI applications or AI powered applications, your website or your automations using vibe coding tools. So if you heard like Replit, Cursor,
Mm.
Windsurf, and then also even Firebase Studio. So using prompts, using prompt engineering or even context engineering frameworks, you can already build your own applications.
Yeah.
I even built my website using no code solutions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So a lot of things are happening right now. So as time goes by, AI models are getting more smarter and smarter and smarter. Okay, so however, there are some people who are afraid. Why? Because they feel that AI could replace their jobs.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
There are a lot of
yeah,
threats. Somewhat true because it's already happening in the
yeah.
US. Layoffs happening because
For
of
some specific job,
some
maybe or repetition or
specific
something.
jobs.
Yeah.
That's why,
Do repetition or something, right?
yes, because
Or personal.
there's a lot of like tasks that are being automated,
Yeah,
and then some people who got laid off coming from tech companies, they're transitioning to different industries
yeah,
where
yeah,
they can leverage their tech skills. For example,
yeah,
on healthcare,
yeah,
manufacturing,
yeah. Like
retail,
contact center,
e-commerce,
right? Contact center, like
contact
contact
center,
center agent or something, right?
yes, BPOs or business
BPOs,
process
yes.
outsourcing,
Yeah,
consulting.
yeah, yeah.
There's a lot. So if we imagine this is similar to what happened more than 100 years ago during the Industrial
Okay. Okay.
Revolution. So are you
Yeah.
familiar with the steam engines, right?
Sorry.
Steam engines, like the
Well,
trains,
trends. Yeah.
yeah, the trains,
Mm.
the vehicles, the cars. If you remember, for hundreds of years ago, we're using horses
Yes.
as mode of
Yes. Yes.
transportation.
Okay. Industry 2.0, right?
Yes,
Yes.
even in farming. So imagine machines. A lot of
Mm.
people were afraid because during those times, there are a lot of jobs have been deprecated because of
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the industrial revolution. But
Industrial Revolution 1.0, right?
at one point,
One. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
what's important that
I
we
know. I
have to
know.
keep in mind is
Yeah.
that those those innovations and those revolutions are happening not just to replace but to redefine
Yeah.
redefine
Yeah.
someone's skills, roles. Let's say for
Agree.
example, in terms of making the AI smarter, who's
Yeah.
responsible for it?
Yes. Yes.
Humans.
Yes. Human over AI, right?
Yes, over
Not AI
AI.
control the human. Yeah.
Exactly. Another example, there are some use cases like if you're familiar with annotators like
Annotators
data
like that.
annotators, image annotators, video annotators. They're
Mm.
responsible of making sure that the AI model understands the nuances between the data that they're handling or
Mm.
generating as well. Let's say, for example, some use case in terms of like annotation is traffic lights
Yeah.
or the let's say for example in the Philippines this is what we call NCAP or no contact apprehension, which means that there is no physical police or enforcer there,
Mm.
but it is governed by a CCTV camera
Yeah. Yeah.
operated remotely
Yeah.
by some officials. So what happens is an example is they use AI or like AI models to for the model to identify
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
person violated a
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
traffic
Yeah.
rule or not because the data has already been trained. Let's say
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
example, there's a video they can already see that this car already crossed this line while it's in the red
Yeah.
light. So that's an example of a use case that the
Yeah.
AI model already learned that this is
Yeah.
a potential traffic
Yeah.
violation, and
Yeah.
then they can already read the the plate number
Yeah.
using optical character recognition
Yeah.
and computer
Recognition.
vision.
Yeah.
And there's even a much more advanced to it, like
Yeah.
vision
Yeah.
language models or
Yeah.
VLMs.
So I mean AI adoption
Yes.
can be implemented in daily activity or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Although of course it's not perfect, but as we refine it, it gets
Yeah.
improved over time. Same goes with customer experience. So I remember that when we were working on deploying the conversational AI agent for our operations, it's not easy because we have to make sure that we were able to at least test it, start from 10%,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
25%, 50%, 75%, not to
yeah,
100%. So we already expected that there's going to be a lot of problems,
yeah, yeah,
mishaps. What's important is we were able to identify exactly what the problem is,
yeah,
and then what are the steps we're going to take to solve those problems. Let's say conversational AI agents experiencing hallucinations.
yeah, yeah,
So
right.
it's like hallucinations being more creative, but accuracy is being affected.
Yeah, yeah.
And
The
then,
things, the things maybe I want to ask you
yes.
for the next question, but let you can continue.
So some of the things that we did is we also do conduct audits. So making sure that whenever we catch those audits, we were able to identify that, hey, this response is inaccurate. What are the next step that we will do? Of course, we need to retrain the data of that AI model to
Yeah,
make sure the next time that the same questions are being asked, it should provide the correct answers moving forward.
yeah, yeah. I mean, AI, it will be very powerful, right?
Yes.
If we can use it, I mean, it's like with the correct way.
Yes,
But
responsible.
it will be effective and have a powerful if we understand what we want to do with AI as well.
Yes.
I have a simple cases in my life. For example, I'm not understand about how to create marketing strategy, but it's very easy if I mean, it's like get a prompt in ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
They will give us some tips or some things,
Yes.
and I mean, it's like they can create marketing strategy, action plan, some things. But if I don't understand about marketing strategy, it will be useless,
Yes.
right? So that's why I agree with you. Human over AI is very important.
Yes.
We control AI, not AI control our life or something.
It's actually a
Yeah,
combination of humans and AI
yeah, yeah,
technology.
yeah.
It's in collaboration,
Yes,
working harmoniously. It's not something that we think that would replace us, but it's something
yeah,
that actually would aid us and help us improve our daily lives at the same time.
yeah, yeah.
So it's actually a very good use case that you provided, like the marketing side. Yes, for example, if I use Gemini,
Mm.
like in terms of SEO initiatives,
Mm.
it can provide me a lot of like data,
Mm.
all the necessary content. It can help me generate content efficiently.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, I wanted to like automate my social media and funnel design tasks. It can do a lot, but at the end of the day, it's the strategy will still be coming from humans.
Agree.
It's really
I agree.
important for us to make sure that
Yeah,
AI
yeah,
is here to help us, aid us, making sure that it helps us become more efficient, and then
yeah,
also help us in terms of accuracy and other use cases as well. However,
yeah,
one
yeah,
thing that AI cannot just replicate is the human centric side, like strategic communication,
yeah, yeah.
critical
Yes,
thinking,
empathy or something.
empathy,
Yes,
decision making
decision making.
skills.
Yeah, yeah.
Those
That,
are some of the things
yeah,
that
skill set that we should have to improve
exactly.
for now era, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Interesting with talking about AI. I have a statement like this, Olive. We agree that CX is not AI, but for now, AI we cannot, I mean, like separate it from customer experience because for now, AI is part of customer experience. How we can manage the customer journey or interaction or solution to customer more shorter. I mean, for the solution is more easier, shorter. Right? But I have a question. When we adopt the AI, okay, I mean, in CI conference for now, buzzword is AI. It's all about AI.
Yeah.
Everyone talking about AI or something. They show off, they feature, they technology, they cutting edge technology about AI. I mean, it's like uh, conversational AI. I mean, it's like AI with, I mean, with voice AI,
Voice
chatbot or
AI.
something, and something like they sell a dream. If you're using AI, everything will be good.
Yeah.
Everything will be great. Your cost efficiency will be, I mean, it's like
more efficient. Your operational process will be more effective. Yeah. Your sales will be increased. They're the dream that they sell to us. Yeah, because we know this is a product, right? But in reality, if we want to adopt AI, I think it's not as easy as that paper, right? It's not easy. I mean, we need to learn, develop. You say that sometimes AI have a silo hallucination or something. Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, it's not like I mean, it's like just with us the dream that they sell to us that if you're using AI, everything is will be great. So maybe you can tell to us the big challenge if you want to adopt AI. What the things that the challenge that you will face, and then how you can solve. So your AI it will be it means like more effective, more productive, or your objective will be achieved with these AI tools.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good question. So, I've learned a lot of things in terms of AI implementation. I know it's very challenging.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one thing that I've learned from one of my clients. They told me that it's not easy to implement something, especially in a business that is highly regulated. For example, financial services, and then retail like tobacco, any other
Tobacco.
manufacturing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As we know, those are some of the industries that are highly regulated,
Hmm.
especially in terms of financial services, fintech. It involves issues like data privacy,
Yeah,
especially for customers who are customer data being
yeah.
exposed.
We have a specific regulation in Indonesia about customer data privacy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's this is something that it's not one size fits all.
Hmm.
With my experience working with tech companies, for me it's kind of like much easier to implement because like these are some of the industries that are not that like heavily regulated, unlike other industries that has impact to health, even healthcare. Like if you're familiar with HIPAA, HIPAA,
Okay.
in the US, it's standard regulation in terms of customer data,
Hmm.
especially that includes like healthcare
Hmm.
information.
Hmm.
So imagine like you are into like a FOMO or fear of missing out. You immediately implemented this AI model without understanding the risk, like how these AI models handle your data. So imagine the risk of having those customer data being
Hmm.
exposed.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that we have to understand. We need to understand, let's say, for example, there are thousands of AI solutions out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a lot. We need to
There's
understand.
always something new.
That's so some of the things that we consider are like the terms of service, how the vendors
Hmm.
manage or handle our data. Do they sell our data or do they use our data to train
Hmm.
their AI models or make it smarter?
Hmm.
And of course, they consider our customers willing to share their proprietary
Hmm.
data to help. Let's say I am the vendor and then I am working with a fintech or let's say a healthcare company. Is this company or is my client
Yeah.
willing to integrate their proprietary data to help us better train or make their AI model go
Yeah.
smarter? Let's say, for example, in customer experience, because it depends on the company. Is it my goal to actually reduce the headcount of our support teams,
Hmm.
like to cut the cost or
Yeah.
increase efficiency,
Yeah.
but you're going to end up sacrificing data privacy
Yeah.
and all other things. So it's something that is not a one size fits all.
Hmm.
So when we say one size fits all, it does. This is something that we think that applies to everyone, which is not.
Yeah.
That is why it's very important the human centric approach, that in terms of we apply the critical thinking decision making, that yes, we already know that AI can do a lot of things for us. We just have to identify and better understand what are the implications,
Yeah.
use it responsibly,
Yeah.
what are the necessary tools, technologies that is applicable for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Another
Agree,
thing that
agree.
I've learned is that when I was working with another client, I've learned that they're a vendor locked. So imagine I was already I was conducting um, workshop certifications for them
Mm.
using different AI tools, but they're
Okay.
vendor locked. So
Mm.
it's kind of hard to challenging to
Mm.
implement
Yeah.
and to pitch if the client needs it because they cannot afford to just ditch one feature because they're already vendor locked. They already have, let's say, for example, their document,
Yeah.
spreadsheets,
Yeah, yeah.
they're available versus the competitor that I am using. So those are some of the challenges that I've
Yeah.
also encountered as well.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I would say is number one, we
Maybe sorry for cutting up. Maybe you can elaborate with the tips how enterprise if we want to implement AI because back back then yeah AI will cost right. It will be cost at the first right.
yes.
You can share maybe tips or how we can if we want to adopt AI. What should the things that we have to I mean like uh, care about? Yeah.
Yeah, good question.
Maybe
Either
it will be
whether
last questions, okay? Yes,
yeah, sure.
because we have running a time. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So, for me, whether you're working for a client or whether you're a project manager, one thing that I can advise is to better understand what your business is.
Okay.
Understand your industry, understand your pain points. You have to
Yeah.
listen to people, listen
Yeah.
to your customers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to listen to your teams,
Yep.
understand the technology you're using. Is it still up to date? Is it something that can be integrated, or is it something that you need to ditch?
Okay.
And then also understand understand what problems you're experiencing.
Yeah.
Like what I've said, it's not a one size
Yeah.
fits all, which means that every company has different
Different.
problems.
Yeah. Maybe different pain points, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
different pain points.
Yeah.
So understand, use five whys. Why do you need this? Why you want to implement this? Why you want to use this? Until
Okay.
you were able to reach to the point that you were able to do a much deeper analysis with your problem. And now that you already understand the problem is, you already understand what you need. The next thing you need to know is to identify which solutions would you prefer. It doesn't just stop like just talking to vendors. You really need to have a way
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
test it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least like talk to your vendors. Is there a way can you offer us like a trial period or what? We wanted to understand and see if this solution is applicable for us. And then also do a cost analysis.
Yes. Yes.
Is this efficient?
Yeah.
So let's say for example you choose five vendors. Of course you need to like segregate each, let's say for example, the features, the trade-offs, the benefits, the cost.
The
So at
services or
least
something.
it will give you a um, already a very much informed decision which
Mm.
would we should we opt to this solution or should we not,
Okay.
or would it be easier for us to build our own? Of course it's not going to be easy because it's going to include a lot of resources, manpower, the
Yeah. Yeah.
skills, the technology.
Yeah.
So at least you already have a better understanding what are the next steps you need to have, and then of course communicate with relevant stakeholders.
Yeah.
An example would be in healthcare. Of course, let's say the company wants your team to integrate AI, improve your customer experience. Let's say you have like healthcare customer support.
Mm.
But of course, you need the domain, the talent, and the domain knowledge of those people who are working for customers. Let's say, for example, the necessary medical information domains,
Yeah.
so that you can help train the AI better. So you need the cross collaborative
Yeah.
skills, the necessary decision making, critical thinking skills,
Yeah.
and strategic communication. You cannot do it alone. You need to collaborate with the right people and the right support group as well.
Very great answer. Thanks, yeah.
Thank you.
So AI is not one fit solution. Yeah,
Yes.
it's very customized. So there is a lot of knowledge and tips that we can learn today with Oli. Thank you for your time, Oli.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I think it's very wonderful can sharing with you today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And today, not only both of us here, there's a lot of uh, CXID member here. Maybe you can show
our friend here. They taking very serious. Teman-teman boleh dadah-dadah. Masuk kamera ya.
Gimana yang itu?
Okay. Thank you Oli for your time. Thank you for your
so much.
sharing.
Appreciate you having me here, especially
Yes.
in Jakarta, Indonesia.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I will
We can-
be more frequent
Yeah,
visiting
yeah.
Indonesia.
Can't
So,
wait to see you again here.
thank you so much.
And thank you for
having me.
watching. Thank you. See you again for the next.
So hi everyone, this is Oli. I'm currently here in Jakarta, Indonesia with my newfound friends
Yes.
in the CX and AI industry. So we would like to invite you to join the CX community here in Jakarta, Indonesia, and we'll have the CX community in the Philippines. So mabuhay sa ating mga kababayan dyan. Inibitahan po namin kayo na mag-join po sa ating CX community. Kasama po natin ang ating mga kaibigang Indonesian-based at mga makakasama natin sa Pilipinas. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Yeah.